Torah tells us about the fate of the Ben Sora Mora. Not doesn't listen to his parents, so when he's warned, and it goes through a whole terrible punishment. And Rashi explained that the Ben Sora Mora is Nerag Ashem Sofo. It's not what the child did right now that makes him deserving to be killed, but what's going to happen in the future. He gave Torah self-dying till the Torah anticipates what is going to happen. That he's going to steal from his father and he's going to try to get the money. There's not going to be anything left. He's going to start stealing from people. The Torah says, Yom Zakai, let him die at this point where he is not as guilty, and not to die when he deserves the punishment he's going to receive. The Torah anticipates what is going to happen and punishes not for what happens right now, but for what is going to potentially be in the future. And it's striking, the Mefarshim point out, because we have a very different paradigm when it comes to Yishmael. The Torah tells us about Yishmael, he's dying, he's with his mother. When the Malach calls out to Hagar from heavens, what's going on? Al Tiri, don't be scared. Ki shama Elokim el kohanar ba'asher husham. The Torah here, the Hashem, heard what the child is crying and sees ba'asher husham, where he is right now. And Rashi quotes from Chazal, what's the significance of those words that have become almost a phrase that is used? Ba'asher husham. He's only going to be judged according to what he's done right now. And the Medrash explains, as Rashi indicates, that the Malach Asheres, the angels in heavens, came to Hashem and said, let him die, because in the future his children are going to attack and terrorize Bnei Yisrael. So let him die, get rid of the problem right now. He's on the brink. And the Ribbono Shel Olam says, no. Achshav Mahu. Right now, what is he? Tzaddik or Rashi? Does he deserve the punishment or not? Amrulo, Tzaddik, he doesn't deserve it right now. He's righteous. Amr lahem lefi ma'asav shel achshav ani danehu b'zeu b'asher husham. So I'm going to judge him only according to where he is right now. Seems to be a complete contradiction. Why is it that the Ben Sora or Mora is judged according to what is going to happen in the future, and Yishmael is judged ba'asher husham? What's the rule? And the Mefarshim have different approaches. I want to suggest, based on something that I saw from Rav Druk, based on a concept that Rabbeinu Yonah writes, that I think is so relevant in the Yemei Elul during this time of introspection as we prepare for the Yamim Noraim. Rabbeinu Yonah writes that a person who is warned, a person who is given tochacha, a person who is admonished and told not to do something to mend his or her ways, has done and doesn't listen, now has two strikes against the person. Because the person not only did whatever he or she did wrong, but is also now denying themselves the opportunity to fix it. They're being kofar, they are denying the words of the person who's trying to help them along. And that is machbel, that doubles what the punishment is. Because as long as a person has not gone over that edge, the person has not yet gotten that musar, so there's an opportunity, there's a potential that the person is going to better him or herself. That's the difference between Yishmael and the Ben Sora Mora. The difference lies in that word. Einenu shomeya. He doesn't listen. So they warned him. Once they warned him, and Afa Pichen, he's doing it, then it's Nidon Hashem Sofa, because the chances of him coming back are so slim. Because when do we have the opportunity to come back? Is when we're willing and we're going to be open to listening to somebody who might point out that we are doing the wrong thing. Yishmael had not yet taken the admonishment and said, I'm not interested anymore. That's the fundamental difference. By you judged Ba'asher Husham, if you haven't yet gotten rid of the opportunity of tshuva. The Ben Sora Mora is a Ninu Shomei B'Kol Aviv V'Kol Imo. And that is the challenge that we have. As we prepare for the Yamim Noraim, are we willing to listen? Are we willing to open up our mind, our ears, our hearts, to hear where it is that we can improve, what we could be doing better? And when we can do that, when we allow that to penetrate ourselves, then we can be nidon Ba'asher Rishon, where we are right now. HaKadosh Baruch Hu is not going to look at us, but when we close the door, then it's a completely different perspective. HaKadosh Baruch Hu should give us the help. Should give us the siyata d'shmaya, that we should open up that Pesach, Kechudash Hamacha, that little bit of an opening that we're willing to hear. And HaKadosh Baruch Hu should help us be able to do tshuva shlema.